reveling in what is taken in, like in food, in a painting, drink it in, a kiss. You need to get to the truest, deepest depths of it in order to feed your desire for feeling. Otherwise, you're never going to be satisfied. Hello, welcome back as we continue our deep dive into the Taurus Scorpio axis. Today we are on the 3rd degree. Welcome new subscribers and welcome back longtime friends. Here we go. The symbols for Scorpio. A house-raising party in a small village enlists the neighbors' cooperation. A mysterious food, a small piece of which will satisfy hunger for days. Pigs being fed. Workers without any plans are building a labyrinth. Alchemists sharing, integrating, and refining their formulae. The stone is Aegirine augite. It's a stone of protection, safety, grounding, vitality. It helps you have more courage, self-confidence, awareness, higher consciousness. Helps you to stand in your personal power and speak your truth with clarity and conviction. It helps to release fears and phobias, anxieties. Helps dissolve patterns of victimization. It helps with anyone who is feeling lack of self-love and appreciation. It also helps in group activities. It's a beautiful dark green, almost black stone that makes me think of pathways, like long pathways. Like you shoot a line out and it just goes and goes and goes. That's kind of what it reminds me of. There's a feeling of community here, of coming together. Seeds are starting to show, a house beginning to be built. In a house raising party of old, and it still goes on today, some communities help each other build barns and rebuild houses. But it used to be common, like if you moved out to the West, and there was no other way to make it happen other than to get neighbors to come together and help frame a house. And that act helps neighbors get to know you, where you can talk about your past, and then you also bond with your neighbors and community activity so that you're making pathways into the future. So it's a meeting of the past and kind of saying goodbye to it, encapsulating it, and also getting ready and planting deep seeds that are going to last a very long time. When you raise a house, you intend for it to be standing for a long time. So casting stones, planting seeds that are long lasting and may take a long time to come to fruition, but they will. Being conscious of every action, saying goodbye to the past in a nice way, and moving on. Talk about the food. In one sense, it reminds me of the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where you taste that one little capsule and it tastes like whatever you want it to taste like. It's got that kind of feel to it. Manna from heaven, one small little piece, and it can feed many people, or it can keep you sustained for a very long time. This degree also reminds me of the movie Perfume, where things are very, very concentrated, and that a little goes a very, very long way. And that to keep that in mind with words, with actions, with thoughts. They're very strong, and they have long-lasting effects. So let's take a look at Taurus. Natural steps up to a lawn blooming in clover. A woman at a crossroads, she buries something, then prays. A sleepwalker. People seeking the garden of love. The last few steps to the top of a hill opens to a vista of an ocean far below. The stone is moss agate. Again, another green stone. The last one was deep, deep dark, almost black. This one is the color of moss, the sense of being in the forest. Some is a clear crystal, and it's just gorgeous, like the essence of the forest was captured. It has kind of a veining quality. And the other option is in a creamy color, but either way, it kind of evokes to me the sense of pathways, of veins reaching out, and a forest. It encourages tranquility and emotional balance. It is perfect for those who experience strong aggression or overly nurturing emotions. It helps balance male-female energies whenever they become too extreme. It speaks to the heart chakra. It ignites the energy of abundance, success, and healing. The main takeaway on this one is every step is a crossroad. Every action is leading down another pathway. Where are you going? And if we take each action like it matters, because it does matter, and little things may beget little actions, but some things, especially on this particular degree, there's a really concentrated sense of energy here. So every action, even the smallest, is very powerful. So to treat it with humility, and that our actions have consequences. You know, if you see a swing, it may take a long time for it to get from here to there, but it gets there. And when it comes back, it's coming right at you. So what are you swinging out there? Or what are you planting to grow? What are you praying for? Those types of things come to mind here. Fulfillment, natural fulfillment, meaning when you plant a seed, you expect that it's going to come up, and do it with intention, do it with light, do it with love in your heart. Clover is a symbol of the Trinity, the three natures of man. It's very potent. Clover is a simple plant, but it's one of the first signs of spring. It comes up, it's beautiful and green and lush. The bees love it, and they make honey from it. So even though it's a simple thing, it's a sign of things to come, and it nurtures in a very humble way. The sleepwalker, each little step that we take, in a sense, in our own sense, we're trying to wake ourselves up to the truth of who we are, and that each awakening offers us something new to work with, and that each step is a new unfolding of that. And eventually we wake ourselves up. But until we get there, keep knowing that our actions come back to us. The idea of karma is really strong here. And karma is not something to be afraid of, but it is something to respect. It's in full force here. Walking up the stairs and almost being to the top means, you know, we're not quite there. Are we ever there? No. In one sense, we're never there, because the wheel is always turning. So if the wheel is always turning, there's always constant cycles and everything. So some things may take a very long time to get back to us. Like with outer planets, they take decades to spin around. Some are just 10 years, some are 30. However, the moon cycles around the wheel very quickly. So we're constantly coming into karma that we've created with our thoughts, with our actions, with our words. And if we own up to that and treat each step as we own this, I own this karma that's coming to me, whether it be a memory that you're just supposed to look on and say, okay, that happened, I did that, and I learned this from it, I'm moving on. I leave it with love. I cut the cord, and I'm leaving it with love. So do you want to light your path or not? And you know, the answer is probably yes, you do. If you're watching this video, you want to bury every bone and every seed with light. so the light comes back to you. This degree is combining the previous two. The star ruby is a crossroads of sorts, that it equals the past, the present, and the future. It's always with you, with every step. You're always a part of where you come from, and your thoughts take you where you're going. It's a simple thing, but it's an important thing here. Scorpio is a sign of desire. Like with the movie Perfume, the essence of a woman is very mysterious to him, and he's not quite like anybody else in his community. He's very different, and what he ends up doing is wanting to find what is the deepest, purest essence of woman. So it's there's a distilled essence is a strong essence, like the scent of perfume, where you're going for that deepest, darkest essence of something. And if you don't respect that in yourself, that you really need that, especially if this is strong for you, this particular axis, and it's strong for all of us today, it's really strong for us, that take the time to really drink in music when you hear it, and it strikes you. Just drink it in. Drinking in a kiss, drinking in food, really feeling it. What does it do for you? How does it feed you on all the levels? And if you treat each thing like that, you can help yourself avoid addictive behaviors. I think addictions could be an issue with this particular degree, because if we don't respect this part of ourselves, that we all want the deepest, darkest, what is the truth, the stone of truth, then we're going to feed it in some other way, like binging on, instead of sowing something, make something, you binge watch sewing videos. That's one way to describe it here. Make something and love yourself as you're doing it. No, you're not going to be great at it initially, but keep at it and you will be. And you'll find a way that you're unique in what you build. And that can be many things. It can be art, it can be sewing, it can be cooking. Feelings become activity. So yeah, really allow yourself to deeply feel whatever you're doing. Reveling in what is taken in, like in food, in a painting, drink it in. You need to get to the truest, deepest depths of it in order to feed your desire for feeling. Otherwise, you're never going to be satisfied. The third step can mean an impasse. A crossroads could be an impasse, like, oh, I don't know which way to go. Well, you got to keep tapping into what you're feeling and strong emotions. Don't ignore them. This is a warning that addictions are possible here if you don't respect the potency in our actions, your deep need for satisfying a hunger within. And only you can say what that is. An alchemist sharing and refining, that's by experimentation and tapping into your feelings, you become aware of what you deeply have to have in order to feel satisfied. Heady stuff. So that's what I have for you today for Taurus Scorpio 3. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It feels like community sharing this information with you. I have studied it for a long time on my own, but I have to say it has a real healing effect being able to share it, and I love hearing what you guys have to say about it. So thanks again. Give me a like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and as always, take care till next time.